Welcome to Milo's Mods, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is another episode of Blaster Chat. This is proprietary magazines and how to get around them. Now, these tricks don't work on every blaster. I'm going to tell you that up front, right in front of your face. These tricks don't work on every blaster. However, it does work on some. Okay, when you get a blaster that has a proprietary magazine like this one or this one, sometimes you can make them to take talons, okay? Now, the two ways to do it is, like with this blaster here, all you need is some sort of an adapter. This is an adapter from the S100S Blaze, okay? And it's a printed adapter, just slides right in. See what I mean? You just have to slide in an adapter of some sort for some blasters. Other blasters, like this one here, this is the Razor Caliburn. Now, the way to do this one is that on some blasters, if it's close to talon geometry like this is, you just have to hollow it out with a file or something like that, and you'll be able to do this. You know, there's many different ways to make a blaster talon compatible. I mean, one of the ways you can do it is with an adapter. Other way is to actually fix the blaster to do it. Some people will actually buy their magazines and do things like they'll alter 9 or 10 magazines to fit one blaster, but it would just be easier to alter the blaster than alter 9 or 10 magazines. And like I said, it's very easy. All you need is either some sort of an adapter or alter the mag well it comes with to make it take talons. And like with this one here, very easy. All I did was I just took a file to it, filed it down on the inside quite a bit, and I kept testing it about halfway through, to see if it would take talons. And after a while, the talons will slide in, not a problem. They'll function, they'll form, everything. Beautiful job, And a lot of people don't buy blasters that are proprietary magazine because they're scared. Okay, and really, you don't need to be scared of that. Yeah, sure, they take proprietary magazines out of the box, but you can make them take talons just with either an adapter or altering the mag well a little bit. You can either A, hollow out the mag well to make it fit, or B, if the mag well is too wide, you can fill in the mag well and it'll take talons. There's 100 different ways to do it, okay? And when I say that, I legitimately mean that. Like on the Fire Phoenix, all I did was that I just shoved a piece of plastic in right about here until it took talons. Not a big deal. It took me about 10 seconds to do. And when you do that, wham, bam, you have a blaster that shoots talons. No problem at all. Now that this blaster runs talons 100%, my Razor Caliburn runs talons 100%, my Fire Phoenix will run talons 100% now. See what I mean? So when you see a blaster and I say in video, oh, it's got a proprietary magazine, most people will say, no, not buying it. Sorry. No. But yet they're not even willing to try. They're not even willing to learn how to do it. And again, it's not hard to learn. And nowadays with 3D printing, it's a lot easier, okay, to get an adapter made. Like this one for the Blaze, I got this one from Frontline, okay? Some places have files for them too, as to where to get the magazine adapters from. You can buy them from like Printables. You can get the files from Printables or from Thingiverse or something like that. And when you go to mod the blaster to take talons, if it's got a tight mag well like this, thing I do is trial and error. Just start sanding, start filing until it accepts the talon. Which is not a big deal at all. And like I said, when you do that, you have a blaster now that fires talons. And most people, when they see a blaster that doesn't shoot talons, they get all upset, and they're like, no, I'm not going to buy the blaster, blah, blah, blah. Well, that means that you're lazy and you're not willing to try. Now, just as a disclaimer, not every blaster out there will take talons. Some of them won't, no matter what you do. But usually, like the ZWQ blasters, they'll take talons. Even the Fire Rat and Viper, they'll take Nightingale magazines, no problem. With just a little bit of tweaking, bam, they're shooting Nightingale mags, and Nightingale mags are 15-round mags. These are 15-round talons, but like I said, it just depends on the type of blaster. The ones that I know that will do that are the ZWQ products, because most of them either have an adapter of some sort that you could get printed or whatever. Now, I will say this, the adapter for the S100S here, or excuse me, the S100, the adapter that I found on Monkey Mods' site will not fit into this blaster. I tried. It's a different diameter. I think that's because maybe that was for the version 1. This is the version 2. And there's a big difference between version 1 and version 2. What tipped me off to it was that I grabbed one of the Blaze magazines, which are like the same size as this, but yet they only hold 6 shots. And I slid it in there and I tried it and it fit. I'm like, So then I grabbed the talon adapter from the Blaze and I slid it in. And it fits in 99% of the way, just enough, and it locks in, and now you've got talon geometry and you're good to go. So now this blaster, I could run 1,000 talon bags through it, not a problem. The same thing with this one over here. But it's called thinking outside the box. Just because it comes with a proprietary magazine doesn't mean the blaster's trash. And some people, they actually prefer proprietary magazines. A lot of the reason why ZWQ does proprietary magazines is because they want it to match the aesthetic of the blaster, which I get, and they can do whatever they wish. They're the ones designing it. But then it comes to people like me and everybody else out there to make it take talons. And again, if you have some sort of an adapter, then that's half your problem solved. But, in certain cases like this one, you're going to have to kind of fiddle with it and make your own, which is not a big deal, And all I did was I just hollowed out the mag wall and it took it, So either A, you're going to have to hollow out the mag wall on some blasters, or B, fill it in. Okay, like the Fire Phoenix, I had to fill that in, not a problem. What I did for that was I just took like a piece of Katana magazine I had laying around and just slid it up in there and glued it into place. And it'll take talons all day long. It's just thinking outside the box. You have to think outside the box to do this. But now I've got 2 Chinese blasters here that take talon magazines and will take any magazine in the community. As long as they're straight talons or even the angled, well, not the angle, but if they take straight talons, whether it be the 15s, the 10s, or the 18-round mags, these blasters will take all of them. Not a big deal, not a problem at all. And it's just something to think about. So next time you see a blaster, whether it be on video review or whatever, and the person says proprietary magazines, ask questions. Show the blaster in groups. That's why there's like a lot of Facebook groups. People will tell you, oh yeah, there's a way to make it take talons, and usually they'll tell you the secret. Like Joseph Anderson told me how he just took a file to the razor, and after about 20, 30 minutes, it was taking talons, no problems. And the weird thing about it is, this is a talon mag. This is the mag it came with. It still fits. If I was to eject the mag adapter from this one, I could still put this mag back in if I wanted to. But it's just called thinking outside the box and working around the problem. And it'll make you a better modder if you do that, if you're able to think like that. Don't go by everybody's cookie cutter idea, that says, oh no, it's got proprietary magazines, the blaster's trash. Says who? Because it's got a proprietary mag. I just proved to you in 90 seconds that these blasters will take talons. So I wouldn't call either one of these 2 blasters trash. See what I'm saying? So next time that you see a blaster that says, it takes proprietary magazines, ask questions. Think about it. It's just a real simple thing, and usually the easiest way to do it is if there's an adapter somewhere for it, that's fine. If there isn't, you're going to have to alter the blaster. You don't have to alter 10 or 12 magazines, for one blaster. It would just be easier to alter the blaster. It's just real simple food for thought. But in any event, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Miller's Mods signing off.